Hello, yeah, welcome back again. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to solve for the value of x from this given equation. We are given that 2 raised to the power of square root of x is equal to 8 raised to the power of x. To solve for the value of x from this equation, we're going to try to balance the base because these two bases can be balanced. So here we have base to be 2 and the base here is 8. But note that we can write this 8 to be in base 2 in index form. So when we do that, we are going to have 2 raised to the power of square root of x. We're not going to touch this base because it's the lowest number. So we're going to write this 8 to the index form to the base of 2. So 8 is the same as what 2 raised to the power of 3, because when you multiply 2 by itself 3 times, it's going to give us 8. So everything raised to the power of this initial power, which is x. So the next thing we are going to recall is when we have a raised to the power of m or raised to the power of n, which is in this form, this is the same as what a raised to the power of mn. M multiplied by n is the same as m. So we can multiply the two power together. So applying that property to this place, so we are free to multiply the two power. So we are going to have 2 raised to the power of square root of x, which is equal to 2, and we will multiply the 2 power. 3 multiplied by x is going to give us 3x. Now as you can see, we have successfully made the base to be the same. And recall, when the bases are the same, according to one of the property of indices, then the power is also the same. So we are going to equate the power. So the first power is what? Square root of x, which is equal to the second power, which is 3x. Now the next thing we are going to do here, we are looking for the value of x, and in the left hand side we have square root of x. To eliminate this square root of x, we are going to raise both sides of this equation to the power of 2, because when you have square and square root is going to cancel. So we raise the left hand side to power 2, and when you do anything to one side, you must do to the second side, so that this square is going to cancel the square root. We are left with just x in the left hand side, which is equal to 3x squared. Recall that when we have a, b all square, this is the same as what? A square, b square. Since the operation is separated by multiplication, then the power is going to affect each term in the bracket. So that's why we have a square, b square. So in this case, we are going to have 3 square x square, and 3 square implies 3 multiplied by 3, which is going to give us 9. Then x square is the same as x square. Now the next thing we are going to do is to take this 9x squared to the left hand side. We are going to have x, when positive cross an equality sign, become negative 9x squared, which is equal to 0, because there's nothing remain in the right hand side. So the next thing, as you can see, we have quadratic equation now, because the highest power of the variable x9 is 2. So we're going to factor out the common. What is common here? We have x here and also x. So x is common in the left hand side. So we factor out x, then we open bracket. X is outside already, so x divided by x is going to be 1, then minus 9x squared divided by x. 1x here will cancel 1 here, so it will remain only 9x, which is equal to 0. So the next thing we're going to recall is that when two term is multiplying itself and is equal to 0, it's either the first one is 0 or the second term is 0. So x, we equate the first x to be 0, or the second 1 minus 9x to be equal to 0, right? Now here, this is the first value of x, x1 equal to 0. Now to solve for the second value of x here, we're going to take this negative 9 to the right hand side of this equation. We're going to have y1 equal to negative 12 to positive 9x. Then we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, so which is what? 9, and here also we have 9. So that this 9 is going to cancel this 9, so we are left with x will be equal to 1 over 9. So we can call this as our x2. So the two value of x that satisfy this equation is x equal to 0 and x equal to 1 over 9. But if you solve this kind of equation, for you to be sure that these two values really satisfy the equation, we need to plug in two values to see whether the left hand side of the equation is going to give us the right hand side. Now to check whether this is going to give us, what we are going to do is to rewrite the original equation that is given, and the original equation is given as what? 2 raised to the power of square root of x, which is equal to 8 raised to the power of x. Now let's substitute the first one as x is equal to 0, which is the first value of x that we got. So when we plug in 0 here, square root of 0 is the same as 0, which is equal to 8, and when we plug in 0 here is going to be 0. Recall that any number raised to the power of 0 is the same as 1. So therefore, 2 to power 0 is 1, which is equal to 8 to power 0 is 1. So truly, x is equal to 0 satisfy the equation because the left hand side is the same as the right hand side. Now, the second x2 that we find, we solve x2 to be equal to 1 over 9. Now, let's plug in 1 over 9 into the original equation. So we're going to have 2 raised to the power of square root of 1 over 9, which is equal to 8 raised to the power of 1 over 9. Now let's see. Let's simplify whether the right hand side is going to be the same as the left hand side. Now let's work on the left hand side. Here we have 2, and recall that when you have and when division separated two terms inside square root, so we are free to take the square root separately. So when we take the square root of 1 is 1. When you take the square root of 9 is 3. So we have 2 raised to the power of 1 over 3. So let's see if the right hand side is going to give us 2 raised to the power of 3. So to simplify this, here we can rewrite it as 2 raised to the power of 3. Then all raised to the power of 1 over 9. And when you multiply 3 multiplied by 1 over 9 is going to give us 3 over 9, and 3 over 9 is the same as 1 over 3, right? So this into this is 1 time, then 3 into 9 is 3 times. So this is going to be the same as what? 1 over 3. So as you can see, the left hand side is the same as the right hand side. So therefore, x2 1 over 9 is also the value of x that will satisfy this equation. Thank you for watching, and please follow and subscribe my channel for more videos like this.